Stefan waiting for Ariana. This is the message here from the Heart and Soul deck. A new phase begins and brings with it new opportunity. This is a lucky and prosperous time where much that previously seemed impossible are now is possible. Doors previously closed now open. Your world is full of light. And this is a beautiful message here. But it seems like you have been enlightened by something recently to open up this defined door for yourself. Is there anything I will need to elaborate here? Opportunities, the new opportunities for soul ascensions. And you need to seize those opportunities, Ariana. So pay attention to your day-to-day life. What it is that you need to work on in order to heal. And move on to the next card aloud. From the Sea Soul Journey is the card that may you soften into what is. But let me go jump into the guidebook. This is the affirmation statement on mixed space for the whole experience. Are you integrating your body, mind, heart, and soul together to experience every life events that you're encountering? Whether that you're on your own, with someone, or encountering situation wherever you are in the environment. And this is the reflection for you. The sea cannot be fought or controlled or resist. The tides cannot be stopped. When you are in the water, the sea can only be moved through, even as it moves you. When you stop battling against, you soften into lightness, finding the power to rise. So stop resisting wherever that it is that you feel like perhaps you're forming judgment. Perhaps you're forming some own opinions about those life events that you are encountering. So therefore, you are trying to control, you try to fight it, or you try to resist it, okay? It could be many ways that you're being triggered by those situations. But are you taking those opportunity here so that way you can do your inner work, okay? Those opportunity, it's about healing your soul. But you have to identify what it is that you're emotionally triggered during that specific events or whatever that specific encounter you're having. Anything else I need to elaborate here? And you have the free will to choose you. You have the free will to rise above the physical perspective of life. You have the ability, you have the innate ability, your guardian said, to ignite your life within you. It is from your soul blueprints. You might call it the soul DNA. I'm not talking about your physical body DNA. I'm talking about your soul, called the spirit cell, has its own DNA. It has a sea of light that you can continue to ignite that. And move on to the last card, belonging. It said, may you welcome yourself home. The affirmation statement said, all that I am belongs here. And I feel like this home, it's really talk about your soul, but not nowhere else. You know, your soul is already traveled through life journeys, and this is not the only life journey you're experiencing and will continue to experience. So only your soul is your true home, but nothing else. Be aware of that. And this is the reflections. The sea does not judge. It does not require evidence of your status and qualification before it lets you in. Stepping into the sea, you are simply accepted. Among the magnificent diversity of ocean life lies a whole world in which to be at home. So you don't need evidence. Like does society require you to prove something, right? To yourself or to other people? You don't need that. You don't need social status. You don't need qualification. All you need to answer is to your own soul. What is authentic to your soul? What is natural to your soul? So I hope you can discern the difference between the nature versus the human creations. Anything else? I'm glad to end here. May you find light from your spiritual guardians. Lawsuits for Ariana with Diego's relationship situations, past and the present, and it's causing heartbreak. Hmm. Let me read this passage about the full enthusiasm. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even seem impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith anything is possible. The invisible realm will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm in definitely the last sentence for you. This is a time when I am learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. This statement is so significant. I feel like this is the theme of your entire lifetime, Ariana. And it feels impractical in the past relationship because of the desire, the feeling for each other in the past, the drive that have driven whatever life event that have occurred in the past and even reason, right? That you mentioned about sending condolences to him in that regard. So whatever that is, the desire, that feelings, right? That trigger life events is like so entangled with each other's. So full, it's like doing something wherever your heart is trying to tell you to do, so you do it. Same thing with him, wherever he is feeling, and he just behaved the way he did, or wherever he recently behaved the way he did, right? Or even now in the future. But this is trying to explain that how feelings can drive someone's behaviors, and if you are like, I didn't get that response from this person, therefore I'm continue to react based on that alone. I hope you're hearing what this card is trying to tell you about your past, why you feel the way you feel, because I feel like you have some sort of expectation out of him, and I feel like he's doing the same as well with you. Hmm. I feel like shot come to me from Diego, hearing from Ariana. I feel like he's still trying to process that kind of feelings, or perhaps he dismissed that feelings for some reason. He's taking something else at priority. The shock feeling is just a short moment, but I don't think he really processing that feeling. You know how people sometimes they take certain life situation at priority and just dismiss that, and I don't feel like he is willing to dig any deeper about that feelings toward you. The next position is about the person. The magician card is called the alchemy. And let me read this passage here and see what I'm making out, what's significant here. When I am in alignment with Spirit's will, miracles are possible. When I see this card, I am reminded that my will and skill alone will yield limited results. When I remember my partnership with Spirit, all is well. I am required to explore my commitment to this co-creative alchemical relationship and see the result manifest beautifully through me. Spirit's works magic. I think you still need to work on the alignment toward your higher self to have a deeper understanding of the purpose. Yes, you understand karmic lessons, but have you totally learned that karmic lessons? I'm using pearl here. It's not just one karmic lesson, but there's a multiple one with diagonals. And I feel like you weren't able to find peace with him, whatever happened past, now, and the futures, until you really, totally, completely learn these karmic lessons. He is like a catalyst to your karmic lessons. And I feel like it's the same. I'm getting vice versa. Same thing with him. He's picking that up from you, like that shocking feelings, right? That I'm picking it up. But he's not when to learn that. I feel like he's dismissed it, put it aside, not when to do anything. But however, Ariana, you shouldn't need to rely on his response to do yours. I hope you get this message. You need to focus on yourself. It doesn't matter what your heart nudging you to do, but are you taking those opportunities to do that learning so that way you can grow, so you can ignite your light, so you can learn to how to love yourself the proper way. And I'm hearing learning to love yourself again. Perhaps you loved yourself in the past, a certain approach, but you're not realizing that approach causing conditioning, causing codependency, and not realizing how you have been loving yourself in the past. And I feel like this is a great time to reflect on that so you can relearn how to love yourself without holding on to someone, without holding on to the response, the behavior of someone, without holding on to that environment to really ignite this love that you so need for yourself first. Anything else is really secondary. I'm not saying that you should disregard how you love someone. That true love is not going to die no matter what, how far you are, no matter what kind of priority you're taking for yourself. But it wants you to step back a little bit and we shift that priority so that way you're totally focusing on yourself to understand what is love is about and stop being so possessive, or another word, obsessive toward somebody to drive you. I'm hearing the word insane, okay, coming through me. Instead of allowing someone into your inner world to drive you insane, why not make peace out of that? Can you forgive? Can you let go? Can you make peace? Can you totally accept the way that person was to you in the past and also accept the way this person is now and even in the future? Can you not sacrifice your self-love for someone else? If you really totally love yourself, no matter what happens, doesn't matter what kind of life, event or situations, it couldn't move the way how you love yourself. It couldn't cause you pain. It shouldn't cause you sadness. It couldn't cause you doubt. Do you see the true expression of self-love? How strong that foundation is? If you allow anything in the external to disrupt it, that means you haven't really truly loved yourself yet. That is something, one of the deepest and greatest karmic lesson that you still need to learn about this type of love. How unconditional love supposed to be, not the way how the society or past generation has or have influenced you to think what love is. A lot of those information are trying to nudge you toward outside of you to love. They never teach you about internal love. And that's why love is so painful. That's why love causes heartbreaks. It's certainly more about this person card that I need to. It's about the commitment to see the higher purpose of every light event that you're encountering so you can co-create. And I hope that you're communicating with your spiritual guardian by now to form a spiritual relationship with it. I'm picking up 2, 3. You have at least 2 spiritual guardian, one he and one she. They want me to let you know that, Ariana. You're on twin flame journey to learn unconditional love because the humans have chose the dark path and you inherit that and continue to think that's normal when it isn't, and that is not the true nature about you. You are here to be a spiritual worker, to heal this darkness within you so that way you can ignite this unconditional love, so-called the sea of light in you. That is your true nature of your soul. You are a love being. You are a light being. It never been a dark being the way how past generation have given it to you to cause you to practice negative emotions. Your spirit guides are calling out to you to co-create with them, to seize all those opportunities, including whatever recently happened with Diego's as well. Embrace this journey. It wants me to tell you that. Is this the another karmic lessons? It's about learning the truth of your soul. Where is it coming from? Not the one from the human creations. You need to toss away those information that you have learned about the human ways from your family, from school, from friends, even from Diego's. Those are not the truth of the matter about the humans. And this card is strongly said you need to co-create with your spiritual guardians. Should I move on to the next one? The unknown, the Empress. It's called the fertility. This is a wonderful time to give birth to new ideas and experiences. Nourishment is assured as I step into a new version of myself. My life is rich and ripe with possibilities that I can manifest and create. I am a powerful co-creator, and life loves me right now. My world is brimming with potential, infinite possibility that will manifest for the highest good. And this is an affirmation for you. You are in it. You are already on this spiritual path to ignite your unconditional love. And there's so many layers into this that you have to learn to let go. You have to learn to realize all those false beliefs that you still need to let go, all those negative emotions that you still need to learn to release through true compassion, through forgiveness, through unconditional love. If you can allow those top three things to nourish in your everyday life, and you will learn to release those negative emotions that you're being triggered by, as simple as this heartbreak that you're feeling, that you continue to feel heartbreak because of the pain, because of the expectation of someone, how that person to respond to you, how that person to behave toward you or treat you in that regard. I hope you see where that karmic lesson is, and not a karmic lesson. It's to learn to live your life without attaching to somebody else, without attaching to this external world. The inner world is all that it is, because your soul is inside of you in this vessel, and that's all it is to it. Ariana, I hope that you can see beyond the physical perspective of life and start living your life in a spiritual perspective of life, because your vessel will one day die and perish. All it left behind is your soul, and your soul will travel to a different realm, different portal. It won't stay here on this physical earth. It have happened to you a few times already before the reincarnation of this lifetime. Yes, karmic tie, karmic lessons with Diego. So what? It is not the first lifetime that's happening between you two. I hope that you see a bigger picture to rise above this life situation that you're feeling. When you're feeling the heartbreak, the pain, the sadness, what can you do to love yourself unconditionally? What can you do to let go the expectation that I have explained earlier, why you're feeling that? Because of the expectation from him. Once you learn to let go and not live with expectation, you will feel so much lighter, Ariana. You will realize that you no longer need to condition life from the outside that is hurting your inside. Is there anything else about this that you say? And that is called serving your greatest good here. And let me move on to this. The guidance, the emperor. Authority. Following the words right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have the strong confidence that this card suggests. Dealing with intuition like bank, government, or school are also highlighted at this time. Let me channel a little bit further. Why? Guidance. Authority. In what sense? Do you want me to do reversal? People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. Authority, not necessarily someone, it could be someone older than you, or maybe someone younger than you with a lot of experiences that you might encounter. I'm getting someone you already know. Even your spirit guide are in this authorities role for you, your co-creators. You can ask, you can talk to them. Ariana, it's just a matter of what methods have you discovered to communicate with your spirit guides. Have you found that yet? Have you dived deep enough to open up this portal to communicate with your spirit guides? And I'm also sensing people that you already know in the human life forms. I'm talking about the human side, not the spiritual side now. That can also give you good advice. Now, I'm not sure exactly, but it's specifically set people you already know, okay? Very specific individuals. You can trust, you can have confidence in that specific individuals. Anything else about this? Governments. What is this about governments? My apprehension, you might get apprehended by governments. I'm not sure in what nature of the government. Traffic related. Perhaps maybe traffic tickets, or maybe something got delayed, may cause penalty in that regard. I'm just giving a few example, but it's just traffic related. Is there any more? So you just have to pay attention to your documents, the legal side of it, okay? Anything else about guidance here? The page of air, it is about the externals. I feel like your guardians, your spirit guide, I'm throwing in something extra in here for you. Not necessarily directly related to your heartbreaks, okay? Just the previous card that I mentioned. Let me find this, the air, not fire. Page of air. It's an angel wing with a lot of feather here. When you see feather, yeah, it's just saying your guardian, your spirit guides are here. Don't dismiss them. So here's the message here: new idea, a theory not yet proven, curiosity, new focus, and the card said this call for greater investigation as we have only scratched the surface. I don't really know. That's interesting. If I explore this way of thinking, what can I learn? There's so much that you can learn, Ariana. Do not block yourself because you're stuck in life situation. Do not block yourself. You haven't dived deeper to the unknown yet. There's so much in the spiritual world that you can connect to it. You can strengthen your intuitions. That is one of the first gifts that you're having. It's just your soul language. And that's, I sense that it's how you can communicate with your spirit guides. Do grounding meditation, would chakra meditation to help you with that. When you're having emotional turbulence like heartbreak, pain recently. But of course, you have to learn to release, right? That's one of the karmic lessons. But another lesson is to strengthen your intuitions. I'm not going to call this a karmic, but it's just a life lesson to learn, right? About intuitions as well. Anything else about this? And I already talk about the feather signs, what that mean to you, for you. Anything else? It's like, what can I learn? They want me to repeat this. What can I learn from all of those situations that you have been encountering? It's good to reflect on your past as well. What can I learn? It's keep asking me to tell you. You need to ask yourself every day, what can I learn from this? Perhaps you're missing something, the higher purpose, that you're missing out the soul lessons that you need to learn. And this is the external side of it. Is there any more? It want me to illiterate that the external side, light event, situation, people, environment, wherever you take your vessel to, even at home alone, wherever space you're in, on the external side of it, it often trigger your internal side. What it is that you're triggering inside of you is your emotions that you need to go deeper to feel your emotions. What are you feeling at this moment? And that's what you need to learn about. Are they positive? Are they negative? Are those emotions serving your greatest good? If not, you need to learn to release that immediately. Don't hold on to it. Don't dismiss it. Don't wait. If you have to wait, it's too late. You're missing that opportunity to do your soul ascension, okay? Soul ascension, in other words, it's inner work. No negative emotion, it's permanent. Like those false beliefs in this human society telling you, oh, it is normal for human to have negative emotion, but that is not the truth of the matter from your spirit guide. Because your soul wasn't born to have negative emotion from the beginning. You just learned it through whatever previous generation taught you. And you can undo all of that. So it's asking you to, what can I learn from this particular external events, so you can stop releasing those negative emotions. Every little efforts counts. Anything else about this external? I didn't move on obstacle here. High priestess. Mystery. And this is about the obstacle. Something are not meant to be known intellectually, but are meant to be experienced through intuition. This card remind me to trust that I have access to higher wisdom and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. This is the time when mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. And I talk about intuition, your soul language. When you focus on your inner world and you let your inner world to guide you, that is from your higher self, that is from your soul, that is the connection to your spirit guide, to the universe. And that to you, it's mystery. But once you open this portal up to do that higher dimensional connections, yes, you need to do with chakra to stabilize it. That way you don't attract negative emotion for the fourth dimensional levels. Never tap into the fourth dimensional. Your spirit guide are much higher than that. From the fifth and higher dimensions, okay? Remember that. And you just have to trust that process. Set intention and tell your spirit guide before you even start the meditation, guide me through this, silencing, guide me through, the to lessen my emotional turbulence, guide me through blah 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 blah, so that way to open this portal to connect to you, to my higher self, and so forth, right? Set good intention. Your intention is not coming from personal gain. Do not watch the pulse and try to figure out, oh, what message is coming through. Don't do that. If you're doing that, you're engaging in desire of knowing information. That is a culprit of a lot of people are attracting negative emotions, negative energy, false informations. I hope you realize that why you need to have stability, no emotional turbulence, need internal silencing, okay? So that way you can naturally let whatever coming through to come through to you without manifestation. Again, the key, no manifestation through desires. Anything else I need to talk about this obstacle? I already mentioned about the obstacle, manifestation desires, personal gains, trust. You have to trust the process. If you are being triggered by doubt, that means you don't trust. That means you haven't surrendered totally to divine. So stop doing this. Surrender totally. Let go your fear. Let go your doubt. Like I said, set good intention to connect with your spirit guides. And that's all it takes. The faith in them. The faith in you. Anything else? Your higher self is your higher wisdom. There is knowing. I feel like you know things, Ariana. It's not that you don't, but I still feel like you just let life situation get in the way, causing the blockage. Let go the physical life form and stop living your life in a spiritual life form. And then you will see why there's a huge difference. Anything else I need to talk about that? And this is the last position for you, having an extra bonus card for you, okay? It's the growth. Six of air. Do you want me to talk about, I think I already talked about Diego, why he is your catalyst. So that's the reason why your guardian does not want me to say too much about him. Whatever happen now and in the future, if it's serving each other catalysts, embrace it, okay? It's just another life event. Your guardian want you to have different perspective when it comes to him. Whatever happen, if reconciliation happen, it happens, right? And you know when that's gonna happen. Do not try to anticipate the future. You know, connecting with this, with your spirit guide, are not for anticipating the future. Connecting with your spirit guides are for co-creation. They will guide you. Then therefore you don't need to have fear. Whatever happen, embrace them all to live your life, okay? Because you are a spiritual being, not a physical being. But let me move on to this, the six of air. I feel like they want me to alliterate that, okay? About your relationship with the egos. It is about spiritual love when it comes to twin flame love. Doesn't matter how far the twin flames are apart or the twin flame decided to choose a different path, that you still have to embrace that. Some twin flame pairs go through separations, like mine. I'm a twin flame as well. My twin flame already married someone else, but I took a light path to heal myself, to ignite my unconditional love in this journey. It took me many years to understand all of that, Ariana. I'm using my gift to help people like you to understand this as well. Six of air, the growth, way of passage, a necessary change in thinking to gain greater wisdom. The card's messages, however turbulent the water at the moment, I trust that if I create calm within, my outer conditions will soon be calm too. I am conditioned to expect troubles ahead, but I have shifted my awareness and know that I can choose to believe that stepping into the unknown will bring me to what I truly desire. I am in a transition to something better. So I hope you realize it's talk about the water are so wavy, right? Causing turbulence. It's talk about your external world is so turbulent and causing your inner world to have turbulence because you're having emotional reaction toward what's outside of you. And I feel like you realize it, but you're not realizing yet that you can actually let that go through soul ascension, through inner work, letting go those negative emotions. They do help you release those turbulence so that way you can be calm within. I'm saying this in a top summary level. They do take years and years of work, seizing all those opportunities that when you're having emotional trigger, you have to learn to release them through love, compassion, deconditioning, forgiving, and so forth, okay? And of course, expectation is a form of negativity, and you have to let go expectation, learn to surrender. So the more awareness that you have about yourself, the greater that you can discover the unknown, the greater the connection at the spiritual level that you will have. Anything else about the six of air? So the five of air, tension, conflict. Discuss that conflict is a good way to see my motives and intentions. I can use this experience to grow into a more authentic version of myself. It is not important to win, it is important to have integrity. Other people have different ways of thinking and may not always be in agreement with me. I open to this opportunity to live and let live. So it is, yeah, it is about finding the true you, Ariana, in this process. What people say, what people do, how people react to you, they don't matter, right? This journey is all about you. Embrace the conflict. Can you step back a little bit and not suck yourself into life situation? Can you step back a little bit and feel the conflict within you to see what kind of negative feeling that you need to work on? That is the higher intention. I hope that you can motivate yourself to live a spiritual perspective of life that come from your inside, not come from the outside. That is the only way to increase your inner awareness so you can work on this soul ascension, so-called inner work. So the more you learn to let go those negativity, the more you know about your authentic self. So embrace being unique, embrace being different, break all of those conformity that have influenced you for so long, not only this current lifetime but past lives as well. Anything else? Live, live your life with so much love. Don't compromise that. When you're lost, when you're confused, when you doubt, let unconditional love open your heart and soul so that way you can receive this light. Anything else? I'm glad to end this reading for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. This magical messages. This is the back of the card. And I'm seeing quite a bee surrounding this lady. It said, darling, don't you remember you are a badass? Keep winging it. Embody the energy of a fairies. Something about fairies. Is there something I need to elaborate here for her? So I'm glad to end it here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian.